The checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.
Fitch Ratings has affirmed Georgia's long-term foreign currency issuer default rating at BB with a negative outlook. The BB rating is supported by Georgia's high level of economic development relative to BB pairs, a credible macro-fiscal policy framework, moderate public debt, and sound banking sector. The real economic growth remains strong in Georgia at 8.8% year-on-year in January-April 2024, owing a strong services sector performance. In Fitch's view, potential growth has been boosted by investments in the information and communication technology, hospitality, transport, and construction sectors. Fitch expects growth of 5.6% in 2025 and 5.2% in 2026, with upside from productivity enhancement. Fitch expects inflation to average 3.2% in 2025 and 2026. The MBG has kept policy rates unchanged at 8% since May 2024 and is unlikely to cut rates given the potential for looser monetary conditions to boost foreign exchange demand. Monetary policy transmission is somewhat considered by high levels of dollarization. Prime Minister Kobakhidze announced that the ongoing optimization of stock in state-owned enterprises, particularly in the railway and energy sector, has already saved the country $52.5 million in 2025, with the process still underway. Optimization has been implemented across several state-owned enterprises, accompanied by leadership changes. Kobakhidze said this process has been particularly impactful in the railway and energy sectors. According to the Prime Minister, Georgian Railway alone will save $36 million, while state-owned companies in the energy sector, including Georgian State Electrosystem and Gas Transportation Company, are expected to save at least $16.5 million collectively. These savings free up significant resources to support country's development and economic growth, Kobakhidze emphasized, adding that the optimization initiative will extend to other state-owned enterprises beyond the railway and energy sectors. He also highlighted that there is potential for large-scale optimization with legal entities of public law and limited liability companies under state ownership. If this process continues at its current pace, annual savings could exceed $100 million, he noted. This was an absolutely necessary step and it's progressing rapidly. The Land Transport Agency announced that January 1, 2026 has been established as the mandatory date for exclusive use of buses for passenger transportation between major cities and routes exceeding 150 kilometers. According to the agency, starting from this data, passenger services between large urban centers and relevant settlements in Georgia located over 150 kilometers apart will be permitted only using vehicle classified as Category M3 with the appropriate specifications and seating capacity. The decision was made following comprehensive analysis of sector developments and aims to give carriers additional time to upgrade their fleet and acquire new vehicles of the designated class, the agency explained. As a part of reforms within Georgia's road passenger sector, operators engage in regular domestic and international passenger transportation across the country will gradually be required to obtain license starting in 2024. As of June to 2025, more than 2,400 carriers had already secured permits and the number of applications continued to grow. During the period January-May 2025, Georgian Competition and Consumer Agency registered 504 consumer protection-related complaints, while the number of inquiries received via phone calls totaled to 1,590. Notably, the volume of complaints submitted increased by 45% compared to the same period in 2024. During the reporting period, the Georgian Competition and Consumer Agency identified 50 violations of consumer rights in 81 cases due to non-compliance with obligations imposed by competition agencies. 24 traders were fined in 45 cases, with total penalties amounting to 21,046 lari. For consumer protection, 67 commitment agreements were signed in 73 cases where traders committed to modifying their international business policies and restoring the rights of affected consumers who suffered due to the unfair business practices. In 2025, 70% of applications received by consumers referred to online trading and 30% to the case of purchasing the item on the spot. According to the regions, Tbilisi continues to lead with 78%, followed by Emirati with 5%, Ajara 4%, Kobakhidze 3%, and other regions. Based on 5 months data, the demand for a refund is 169, the repair of defective item is 148, for restoring the right of a defective service 29, for item delivered within the specified time frame, 23 related to the prohibition of misleading practices, and the rest is 39. According to the statistics, 73% is wholesale and retail sector, transport and warehousing 12%, and other activities 15%. Georgian Dream First Vice Prime Minister and Minister of Economy and Sustainable Development Taktakishvili delivered an optimistic outlook for Georgia's economy during the opening of Tbilisi Regional Forum for Sustainable Development. In his keynote address, Taktakishvili emphasized Georgia's resilience amid global economic uncertainty and highlighted the country's strong macroeconomic fundamentals, policy priorities, and commitment to sustainable development. Georgia has successfully navigated external shocks, maintaining high economic growth and macroeconomic stability. In 2024, GDP growth reached 9.4%, placing Georgia among top-performing economies globally, Taktakishvili said. He noted that while the IMF forecasts modest 2025 forecast for Eurozone, USA, and slowdown in China, Georgia's own forecast has been revised upward from 6% to 7.2% following the recent IMF consultations. According to our conservative forecast, Georgia will see at least 6% growth in 2025. However, supported by international confidence and revised IMF projections, we expect an even higher figure, Taktakishvili stated. In April, the total volume of remittances sent to Georgia increased by 6.1% year-on-year, reaching $295.5 million, while the amount of funds transferred from Georgia rose by 4.9%, totaling $31.9 million, states the report published by the National Bank of Georgia. According to the MBG, remittances from European Union increased by 13.8% to $132.5 million, largely offsetting the decline in remittances from Russia. Remittances from Russia decreased by 18.9% annually, down to $39.9 million. Meanwhile, remittances from the United States continued to increase, rising by 16.6%. In April, the EU was the primary source of remittances at 44.8%, followed by the USA at 18.3% and Russia at 13.5%. Notably, among EU countries, Italy contributed a significant share at 70%, followed by Germany at 8.4% and Greece at 8.3%, the National Bank stated.
The Checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.